Welcome to the Stars and Cards Lounge.
I'm Elana from Searchlight Tarot.
And I'm Eric from Big E Astrology. Yes, I is.
Are you sure?
I sure am.
Okay.
Let's go, Yankees. Yes, baby. We're going to dominate the Blue Jays. Let's go. How you guys feeling?
What if I'm a Dodger fan?
Now listen, the Dodgers are still around. We got the Dodgers, you got the Phillies, the Brewers, the Blue Jays. Maybe there's some Tigers fans out here. It's baseball playoffs. It's a lot of fun. I hope everybody had a wonderful weekend. And get ready. You know what's happening tonight.
Oh, this is a big one, you guys. Get ready.
This is huge. This is bigly. It's huge. The Aries super full moon. And I just want to let you guys know.
The Ram.
It is the Ram. And it's ruled by Mars, so it's a very assertive, aggressive
full
moon. But it's at 14 degrees, and it's a super full moon. That means it's closer to the Earth. So it is going to affect us greatly. Do not get into arguments and fights. Keep your butt at home Monday night. Watch some Monday Night Football. Chill the heck out.
Over my head. Will protect me from
watch some baseball playoff. Have some good food. Hang out with Elana. Get some good food.
Come on over.
Just chill. So we're gonna do the tarot cards for the week, the energy, and I'll break down the energy of the Aries super full moon, and it's an Aries Taurus moon week. And then we got some other fun little treats for you.
Yeah, and Aries is ruled by Mars, so gonna be fiery. And it could be good and it could be bad. It depends on how we handle ourselves.
Mars is my chart ruler because I'm a Scorpio rising.
Yeah, well, everybody needs to be, before you react, take a step back. How about that?
Yes, think before you react. That's wonderful advice.
All right, here we go.
All right. Tarot cards for the week.
Tarot cards. I'm using the
this
everyday
is from October 6th to the 10th. What energies are you going to pull for us?
I'm going to find out what the source want to say. This is for the collective during this time frame. What would you like to say to everybody, please? I'll let you see me shuffle. All right, here we go. We're ready. Thank you. What cards do we need to talk about today during this time? Thank you. Show me the energies and what I need to see. Thank you. What would you like to say to everybody? Strongest messages during this time. Thank you. Anything else? Apparently. All right, here we go, peoples. Eight of Swords. Eight of Swords. Do not overthink. Do not circumvent. Do not keep yourself in a prison of replaying something over and over and over again. It's an entity in this picture with 8 swords around it and has a blindfold on. And be free. 2 of Swords. A lot of thought energy on here, but this is about a compromise. I'm not going to read them. 4 of Cups. Discouraged. Feeling like there's nothing worth even giving it a shot with anymore. There's a message here.
Oh, yeah.
And here comes the big major arcana, the star. Now, the tarot readers with major arcanas, this is the overall message. The overall message is saying that energies may be a little rough and you may be in your head and thinking things and feeling like, what's the point? But the star is asking you to find your own hope and faith. I have the High Priestess in reverse. I have Aries energy, the 5 of Wands, drama, conflict, not getting along with other people, feeling like there's too many spoons in the pot. I'm just going to read them as I get them. I got the 5 of Swords, 2 5s back to back. You want to talk about conflict? This is conflict. I have Strength and Courage, big major arcana, and then they gave me, you guys aren't going to believe me, the Emperor, Aries major arcana.
Wow.
So the Strength and Courage card is about our strength, grace, and generosity. And the Emperor is Aries energy, about taking charge of situations, our ambitious plans, the great protector. But sources tell me, why don't you trust your intuition and stop feeding the drama around you in the upcoming energies of the week? And know that if there's something you're going through, do not react because you're overplaying it in your head. Instead, find harmony and hope and faith and know that everything will work out beautifully. Don't feed the drama, feed the energies that you want with your own strength and courage. And Aries energy is in the house. Have your own ambitious plans. Have your own energy of knowing that you will handle it. There's nothing that you can't overcome. And I just feel source is telling me we're all in control. But with the Aries energy in the house, it's telling me that your strength and courage with your ambition and knowing that if you want something, you should be able to handle it with your grace, your kindness, and knowing that everything will work out beautifully, and do not get over consumed with our thoughts.
Wow. That's deep.
That was right on the money, especially finishing off with.
That's heavy right there. That sums it up. So, whoa, that's a mouthful. And think about it, right? Strength, bravery, courage. It's Libra
Grace
season.
and generosity. Yeah, it's Leo energy.
Yeah. But it's the Aries super full moon on Monday night. So, it's at 14 degrees, which is a Taurus degree. And the lunar mansion, I'm getting deep on you in the astrology, the lunar mansion behind it is Venus. Taurus is the ruler of Venus, right? So this moon, when we talk about the fights and the arguments and the swords and disagreements, it can be around your finances, your resources, and your relationships. And so we've got to kind of pause before we overreact, just like Elana said, and not get into these quibbles and squabbles and arguments and fights just because the energy is disagreeable or the situation is disagreeable to how we want it or like it. Remember, learn from the Libra sun, and Mercury's still there. We still need to find some balance. But actually, no, Mercury, just went into Scorpio, so it's squaring Pluto. So you're going to have a lot of truth. Watch the news Monday night going into Tuesday. There's going to be a lot of truth and revelation, and some of this may be around our financial systems and what's really happening behind the scenes as we switch over to the digital and cryptocurrencies. So just be mindful of that. The moon in Aries, we're going to have that Monday and Tuesday and go into Wednesday, and then we'll have the Taurus moon Wednesday, Thursday going into Friday. So we've got to find ways that after this Aries moon, even Tuesday morning, there can be some emotions maybe of regret and things about how we did not initiate as it's conjunct Chiron, the wounded healer, and how we have not taken the lead in our life, how we've not initiated and asserted properly. We got to get past that. Stop playing small because you're bigger than you can ever imagine. Okay. And then when we get into this Taurus moon, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, chill out, have some good food. Right? Get high vibrational clothing, right? Cotton, organic cotton, linen, and wool. Clean out your closets. Donate some things. Everybody talks about spring cleaning. How about autumn cleaning, right? We all know we got some stuff that we don't need anymore. And when you release things, right, Elana, then you move energy for new things to come in.
Absolutely. You attract it. And I just want to say something, you guys. You see these 2 5s, they're not good energy. And it came with the star. And then the high priestess was in reverse. And source is saying that don't get consumed with other people's drama. Don't take words so personally. Yeah. Take a step back. Trust your intuition and just be the peacemaker. Be the person who's going to know everything's going to be fine. Don't feed other energies, and really get into your strength and courage and get into that Aries energy of just the emperor, of just knowing you can handle it.
I love that. And you're going to find, going into Thursday morning, when the Taurus moon is opposing Mars and Lilith and Scorpio, adios mijo, it's going to be crazy. So just chill. You gotta calm down. This is not the time to get into the debates and arguments about money, about your values, about your home, or even things about health. One thing that you're going to find with this Mars and Scorpio, we're all going to be a little detective, especially this week. We're going to want to investigate the truth. And you see a lot of that already happening on social media. People are afraid. The TikTok sale was not necessarily so good. A lot more censorship coming. But listen, it doesn't matter. What we've got to do is understand through chaos, they want to bring in order and maybe the New World Order. But we need to understand we are always going to adapt and create new platforms, new social medias, new internets. That's the sense of humanity. So tap into your inner humanity and be brave and courageous that I got this. whatever's coming my way.
You do have, especially with strength and courage and the emperor. And I do want to bring something up. This is actually a great topic. And I came across some feed came up and it was AI tarot readers. And, and I thought to myself, I'm just going to tell people they're computers, you guys, and they're so meticulous and they're not genuine and there's no intuition. There's no feeling. They're going to tell you.
Soul.
And people are watching this stuff. I'm like, you guys, they don't even move. And they're just, it's like, really? Is that how you want our world to be? That we're just going to be, and I'm just not talking about tarot. It's everything. Yeah. So we all have to use our brain and common sense. Yep. And understand that, it's not real. It's a computer. Are you going to have a computer tell you what you should do for the day? No. You're going to trust your own intuition. And I just feel that, this is a really big time for everybody to get into their own essence of what they want and just trust yourself a little bit more.
That's so true. And it's so funny that you say that, because when you think about it, it's like the convenience of technology that will lead you to the road to perdition. Like, it gets you down some dark places. Stop settling for convenience, because then it becomes a trap that you can't get out of.
It does, really.
Pay attention. Wake up, cabeza. Okay. So, listen, that's sort of the astrology and the tarot of the week. But we got something fun for you.
This one's wild, and he thought of this one.
Well, because, okay, look, let's be honest, right? We all know what's been going on, especially the last 5 years. Everybody and their mama is going on a spiritual retreat. Everybody's doing this, and I want to do microdosing. I want to do shrooms. And everybody's like, oh, I want to see a shaman. I want to do some ayahuasca. So, what three signs, you and what other three signs are you going to do your spiritual retreat and excursion and do some ayahuasca?
Okay, definitely have, that's really, here's my first pick, and there's a reason why I'm doing my first pick. Okay. Now, I would not do this because I am really tapped out of my own body when I do anything of that, and I am an open channel.
Right. So this is really pretend for you.
I would never do it, because I would see things and that I would actually see, and I don't want to see what's going to happen to the world and other people that I care. So I don't ever do that. But I think definitely of Pisces, because they'd be so out there that it would just be like we'd be talking about the galaxy, and they would be so far out there.
And Pisces be like, this is how I am every day.
I love Pisces when they get into that energy. I got to be really careful on this one, because I heard the stuff can make you really do things that, wow.
Bring your diapers.
Yeah. That scares me. It scares me, you guys, because you know what? Have you ever, I'm going to say something to some people, and some people are very empathic, very intuitive, very psychic, and they don't even understand what they are, but they just feel things. Yeah. Like, do you know that when you're in a bad place, like let's say you go to a haunted house, this is just a quick, I'm changing it for 1 second. This is good conversation. When you go into a haunted house and you're an empath or you're a psychic, do you know that you could pick up hitchhikers? So I have done it before, and it would literally come into my home and start hanging out, and I'm like, okay, I know there's something in here. I can feel it. So I would have to do a cleansing.
So they spiritually attach themselves to you.
They attach themselves to you.
Yeah.
Brighter lights they want to attach. And so it's kind of like, you got to be real careful. So I take a Pisces. I'm taking a Scorpio. Yeah, I got to hear this stuff, because Scorpio is going to come up with all kinds of crazy stuff. And then I think my fourth pick, I got to be careful, because if I get a wild sign, it can turn into, I don't know, you know what I mean? Like a fire sign, that could be dangerous. I just don't know. I can walk on fire coals, you guys. I can do this. I'm told I can walk on fire. We'd be like, no, you can't.
Oh my God.
Wow, that scares me. This stuff scares me.
Okay. Well,
I'm gonna take a Libra. Libra
will make you feel peaceful.
Can help me find some harmony and balance, and just Libras are just
Aquarius, Libra, Scorpio, Pisces.
Woo! Holy moly, that's gonna be a crazy trip. I wouldn't do it.
You're tripping, all right. Okay, as the Virgo, I'm already connected to Gaia, Mother Earth, and feeling good. The ayahuasca, I've never done it. I'm curious. I won't lie. I'm curious. I've done a lot of things in my days, but
I'd have a bad trip.
I've never done that. And I definitely spiritually, yeah, that would be fascinating. So right off the bat, I'm gonna take a Taurus, another Earth sign. I want one that is just very calm
and grounded,
stoic and grounded, so that because if I get a little too out of it and too woohoo high, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm seeing, there's my mom and dad and all people on the other side. The Taurus would be like, hey, I'm here, I got you. It's gonna be
nothing's gonna happen. I got a
warm cup of Joe, warm cup of tea or whatever. So the Taurus has got my back. So that's that. They're my security. My spiritual security is Taurus. Then I want somebody that's going to see through the veils with me and tap into the other side. So I feel like the Pisces is already there. They're already high. So I don't.
Yeah, but you know how much further they'd probably go.
Yeah, no, I get that and I respect that, but I'm not bringing them on this retreat with me. I'm going to pick you. I'm going to take an Aquarius, because what I like that the Aquarius will do is, even though they may see some stuff and go out, they'll kind of bring it back to reality, and they'll be like, yes, this was really intense and wild. And that tree has 3 heads, but we're still on planet Earth. So it's going to be okay. So I like that. So I got my Taurus, my Aquarius, 2 fixed signs, and a Virgo. And then I know, right? The fire signs make me nervous doing it.
Oh, man. Woo! I don't know.
Thinking Sag, but then I was like, they may get too talky or too Aries. You know what I'm going to say? I'm going to take you, Cancer. Cancer is gonna, because Cancer, I'll be able to console them because they'll be crying, right? And they'll talk about their teddy bear at age 5 and all of that. And so then that'll make me calm because I'll be able to look out for somebody, and then it'll be good. But the Cancer also will have a lot of wisdom and information that they're picking up in the field in terms of their feelings. So then I'll also spiritually grow.
That would, I'll be honest with all of you, I won't do anything that would take me out of my own body. I just won't. Well,
I'm sure, because in some ways the veil's very thin for you already as a psychic. You're already, I'm extremely intuitive, and I've been over the years extremely sensitive whenever I've done things. But I've been fortunate when I was younger and I used to, experiment and have fun. I always had positive experience. And what I would do, Elena, I would always do something creative. So I wrote a lot of screenplays and monologues and rhymes. Anytime I would try something like, ecstasy or acid or shrooms, I always had a good time. And I was always productive. Okay. Very Virgoian of me. But I'm rocking with the Taurus, me, the Virgo, the Aquarius, and the Cancer.
Can you imagine a Gemini on that?
Oh, God, no. And no offense, I love you, Gemini.
No, I love Geminis.
Gemini and Aries, you cannot come on the retreat. I'm sorry.
Fire signs would be crazy.
No, but I think who could potentially come. I think a Leo could probably come.
Leo, right?
There's the one fire sign that I think that they would just kind of, because they would be worried about coming off. They don't want to come off weird, so they would try to be calm and cool.
Yes.
So I think the Leo would be the one fire sign I could rock with. But next trip, Leo, you can come next trip.
That's just a wild thing, I mean, and I don't know if people are aware of it or not, but when you guys buy stuff at antique shops and stuff like that, or even Goodwill, I go in there once in a while just to see, because you never know what you're going to find, right?
Right.
And I'm very careful whenever I see something that I might buy in an antique store or whatever. I keep it in my hands for 10 minutes. Because if I start to feel anything weird, I'm like, no.
Right, because there could be spirits attached to it. So that's energy. You have good spiritual hygiene.
Yes, I'm very in tune. So I think everybody has it. I just think that we all have to be very conscientious when we buy used products and used items, because there's energy attached to it. And it could be great energy, it could be from a beautiful home. But be very careful when you do that stuff, you guys, because I know for a fact that energy is attached to everything. I saw this beautiful tarot deck once in an antique store, and I thought, oh my God, it was so unusual. It must have been about 20 years old. And I put it in my hands for about 2 minutes. I said, no, I'm just going to put that back. It's like, no.
Oh, wow. But that's really smart. That's great advice. So you guys listen to Auntie Elena, because
Please
you do want to always guard and protect your energy. You don't just, you got to watch some thrift stores too.
And even where you go, I mean, if you
Yeah.
guys go, you know, I'm not telling you what to do with your life, but if you're
Yeah.
going out to, let's say, a heavy energy environment, be, you know, when you before, you know, when you get home, cleanse yourself with Palo Santos and
Oh,
keep
yeah.
your energy pure, because you know it does attach itself to you.
It's very, very helpful. So, are you guys ready to get on your student hats? Everybody bring out their birth charts. Today, I am going to break down Cuatro, the
The
fourth
fourth
house in
house,
astrology.
exciting.
So, okay, this
I'm
one brings
learning
it.
a lot.
So, you know what's so powerful about the fourth house, right? For me, it's Aquarius. For you, it is Pisces. Okay. The fourth house is what we call an angular house. And often it's the IC, right? Imio Celli, because the fourth house is your foundation, your roots, your ancestors, your mother, the childhood home, adult home, retirement home, your hometown, homeland, any buildings and dwellings that you may go to, like a church, after school programs, you know, the early education. Sometimes it's very specific that it can be like middle school, but overall, the early education. And it shows, Elena, the comforts and conveniences you had in your home. So with you, right, you had the very spiritual mother. That's why you had the Pisces fourth house. You
That
see?
makes a lot of sense,
It
right?
makes sense, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
your mom was
Well, Pisces was
really,
the high priestess in the.
your mom was big into metaphysics, right?
Yes, she was, and she was
Now,
a
did
no.
you see somebody wrote a comment? They wanted to know about
I
the
know.
book.
Okay, well, here's the thing with the books. I still have some of her books, but she's been deceased now for I think 14 years. She wanted to go home, and she got her wish.
Yeah.
So, but the books I have, if you would like a book, I would be more than happy to send you. But let me tell you about my mother. She was so beyond her time.
Yeah.
And even her students who still keep in touch with me today are such evolved souls. Now, in her book, she has Through the Doors of Truth, Find Thyself, and Transmutations of Attitudes.
Wow.
So basically, the book is breaking you down as a human being.
Wow.
And they're very deep, they're in depth, and so I'd be more than happy to send you a copy. I think I have Through the Doors of Truth, Find Thyself, or Transmutations of Attitudes. I forget which one I have in cases, but
Wow.
they're still on the market. I mean, you can type it in, and you'll find them on Amazon or eBay.
Okay.
But we're talking about, this woman was before her time. So basically, what she taught was the New Age philosophy of where we're going.
And that really speaks to your fourth house of Pisces. Okay. So this is fascinating. So let's just talk about, like, you know, a sign or a planet in the fourth house, right? When you, for example, if you meet someone and they're born around midnight and they have the sun in the fourth house, mentally you should catalog and say, okay, right off the bat, how's your relationship with your dad, and did your parents get divorced? Because what happens at midnight, you guys, that's the time of the moon. You don't see the sun. So the sun is you, but it also, double entendre, represents your father. So sometimes when the sun's in the fourth house, it's not all the time, because I've met people with the sun in the fourth house and they have a decent relationship with their dad, but it's probably over 85% that means there could be a divorce with the parents, or that the father and you know, you don't have the best relationship.
That's fascinating. It really is.
It's so, the fourth house is very deep. But remember, when it connects to the mother, it's how you were nurtured and cared for in the home. But it also shows, Elena, the mother's lineage: mom, grandma, great grandma. So, like, for example, for the people that may have Neptune, Pluto, or Uranus in the fourth house, you can sometimes, as a child, experience aliens, ETs, ghosts. Your mother's lineage, they could be psychics, they could be tarot card astrologers, like there could be a lot of spiritual things going on.
Would that reflect with your father too, though, or just the mother?
It's going to be more with the mother, but if the sun is there, you know, it can talk about the overall education and nurturing in the home. And so I've seen some people, you know, you're going to see more of the father's lineage through the 10th house. So we'll get there. But the fourth house, it's really speaking to the mother's lineage. And interestingly enough, this one's kind of cool. The fourth house can show your spouse's career.
Wow.
Okay. So, you know, it's really interesting. For me, for example, I have Aquarius in the fourth house, and my wife makes organic and vegan body and skincare.
Yeah, she's so ahead of her time.
Very Aquarius. So there you go. So, it's very powerful, the fourth house. So you guys can comment down below any signs or house or planets you have in the fourth house. Ask me
I have a few
questions.
questions. I have a few
Yeah.
questions.
And always reach out, Eric at BiggieAstrology.com. But yeah, the fourth house is very fascinating. And for example, sometimes, this is sad to say, but like for people that have like the Pluto or the Black Moon Lilith, you can also see where there may have been some abuse in the home in the fourth house too.
Okay, can I ask a question before I forget it?
Yeah.
Because they come in so fast. So I have two questions. So one question, because one comment I read, and I would wanted to bring that up with you, but my question right now is, what if somebody's adopted and they don't know who their mother was? I mean, that could be really confusing, and I could only imagine how it would just take over a part of you feeling.
No, I've had clients like that. And what's fascinating, you can see different planetary placements that speak to that. So when you are adopted, sometimes the sun or the moon can be aspecting in a very interesting way one of those outer planets, especially Uranus. Uranus will indicate step parents, half siblings. So sometimes I'll have clients who have half siblings. They got Uranus in the third or fourth house.
But they never really know the true essence of their mother, or would it be their adopted mother?
Yeah, no, it's kind of hard because unless you can get your mother's information to see her chart, what will happen is you will just have to base it on the parents that raised you. Oh. And yeah, you're right. You won't know the true essence of your birth parents. It can be very challenging.
But you know the true essence of who you are. So,
yeah, definitely. That's all that matters. And let's be honest, a lot of adopted people, and I've dealt with clients that were like, yeah, well, that's my mom and my dad. They adopted me, but those are my parents. That's it.
They are, especially if they treated you good and they loved you, then you should be grateful that you even had parents.
Yes, definitely.
My next question to you is, somebody left a comment about the third house, and it kind of got me puzzled. My Aquarius mind went. So my question to you is, somebody said in their third house, there is no sign.
Yes. And that's okay, right? Well, I mean, there is a sign, there are no planets.
Oh, thank you. Planets.
Right. So you've got like a ton of planets in your third house. So for people who have like a butt naked third house and nothing in it, the sign still tells you the story. So let's just say if you have Virgo there and you're a Cancer rising and the third house is empty, what you do is you look for the planetary ruler, which is Mercury, right? And then you find where Mercury is in your chart, and then the sign and house Mercury is in is telling you the story a little bit more detailed of the third house. So you still apply those meanings of the third house. If I told you reading, writing, communication, social media, your siblings, cousins, local community, sales, advertising, marketing, but then you look for the Mercury. Let's say that Mercury's in Sag, right? And it's in, whatever house.
That's really confusing for somebody who doesn't know astrology, though.
Well, that's why you reach out and go to BiggieAstrology.com and you book a birth chart reading. And
it's great, you guys.
I know, but it's great because I just had a client who watches our channel, and she adores you and loves me and loves us. And she was across the pond, lived overseas, and she just watches all three of our channels. She's like, I love Searchlight Tarot. I love Biggie Astrology. And she goes, now I am a huge fan of Stars and Cards Lounge.
Well, so that's good. Well, that's really sweet. Thank you.
It is sweet, but that's the thing you guys want to know. You know what I mean? Like, when you get to learn these things, whether it's astrology, tarot, human design, numerology, these ancient wisdoms have come up and back around in such a strong way because of the time that we're in. And it's here to help guide you, to make your life easier and better. So don't think of it as just like, oh, it's just silly and fun. No, it's not. Like, it's very powerful, right? And Elana will tell you, right? And from your mother's books, like, this stuff, it's the truth and it's real. That's why it's been so pressed for so many decades.
Yeah. And, really, when I started realizing that my ego and my pride and the human form made up of so much what wasn't working out for me, because I had to strip it all. I keep working on it too. And it's just kind of like, once we get into this true pure essence, we are just a ball of light, and we just start attracting so much in it. But it's a lot of work. Yeah. It's just a lot of work. It's like, consider yourself a work in progress every day.
Amen.
And it's just such
I try to learn something new every day. And you said it right, the ball of light, because that's what we are, just like the planets. We're all vibration, energy, frequency. Yeah. So
that's interesting. All right.
Yeah, so that's the fourth house. And and think about how deep that is, right? And what sign was your mother, by the way?
She's a Leo. So double Leo. And I don't know her third, but yeah.
But in the home, that teaching was very Pisces for you.
She was deep.
Yeah.
And she never taught me how to live my life. She never,
yeah, no.
She just would plant seeds, kept planting the seeds. And finally when I messed up, all those seeds were in there and they just started sprouting. And that's when I started growing and realizing. And that's why I tell people, be careful of what you watch, be careful of what you do, because they're planting seeds inside of you.
Very true.
Surround yourself only with high vibrational powder. I know some of us have friends I have cut out so many people that I've known because they became energy vampires. Yeah. And so we just have to start to get into our true essence, and your circle will go smaller and smaller as you get older and older, because you're going to start to realize, I just want to be around the people that I feel good, that make me feel good, that are positive. Yeah. And when we start weeding out the weeds, and
that truly supports you spiritually and energetically.
Yes,
listen, you're a wealthy woman or man if you've got one really good friend.
Absolutely.
You are abundant.
Blessed. And if you have two, you're even more blessed. If you have three, you've got everything anybody could ever want. If you got four,
your cup runneth over.
Your cup runneth over. Thank you. That was beautiful. Okay. That was awesome.
All right, you guys. Listen, have a great week. Aries, Taurus moon, the Aries super full moon Monday night. Be smart, be safe, be careful.
Take a step back before you react.
Yep. And remember, you're built for this. Be brave and courageous.
Okay. We love you.
And watch who you're doing ayahuasca with.
You guys have a blessed day today. Thank you for viewing us, and we'll see you next time.
All right. Bye, you guys.